in your present reality. But even if some of those things are still present, or you're still in the same place, location that you were where the stuff happened, that is not your story anymore. So therefore, you don't need to have the same responses and thoughts and expectations. Welcome back to my channel. The lighting is kind of like poopy, but whatever. Oh, there we go. That's better. So this is a little healing vlog we're going to be doing today. And it is called Facing Your Truth and Facing Who You Are. I think that a lot of times when we're on the road to something new, to getting more or better than we were before, we miss the part where we have to reflect on all of the parts of ourselves that we don't like. I'm currently experiencing that, where it's like you identify every single thing in the past that made you feel bad, and you may still see some of it in your present reality. But even if some of those things are still present, or you're still in the same place, location that you were where the stuff happened, that is not your story anymore. So therefore, you don't need to have the same responses and thoughts and expectations. You have to change your expectations as time goes on. If not, then that's how you become the one that starts hurting people. So I feel like right now this is just a prompt for anybody that needs to hear it, to do your shadow work, to get a therapist, to get a journal, to meditate, to really sit down, unplug from everything and reflect and say, am I being the best version of myself right now? What do I need to get to the next step? Because sometimes we'll look at it and be like, oh, it's everything around me holding me back. But sometimes it's just you. You're not doing the work that you need to do to change. Maybe you're too selfish. Maybe you're now doing some of the things that were done to you, and it becomes a defense mechanism, but you don't realize that you're just hurt. You know, hurt people. That statement is very true. So I think that something that I'm realizing right now is how important it is. Like, you know how when you really want something, and a lot of times it's programmed in our minds, especially in like with capitalism and stuff, that, oh, if you want something, you got to go work hard for it. You got to do this. You got to do that. What if all you need to get what you want is to unplug and go within? What if it's the exact opposite? You know, because sometimes it is that, especially depending on your field of work or what it is you want to achieve. But then other times it's the fact that there's something in you that needs attention, that needs to be healed, because you absolutely cannot bring that trauma with you into the next step. You cannot bring the pain. You cannot bring how you were hurt. You cannot, if you look around at everything and say, I do not like any of this. I hate everything right now. What do you hate about it? Why? You know, and what is it that you're feeling and not letting go of? It's kind of like, this is an analogy. It's kind of like if you have, I'm going to get specific. It's kind of like if you have a friend, and I'm trying like to keep the lighting. Okay, there we go. If you have a past relationship with somebody and they hurt you real bad, like they hurt your feelings, they did everything bad, some kind of weird universal cosmic way y'all come back together, which definitely is a choice. Y'all both go through therapy, y'all both go through healing, but you were really impacted by the situation more than you thought. This person has completely changed, but you literally refuse to see how they've changed, because you're just outright like, you know what, I don't want this person around at all. And instead of just making a firm decision and saying, oh, I'm going to stick with them, or I'm going to accept the new them, you sort of linger in this like space of limbo where you become self-destructive in the name of protecting yourself. That's very specific, but a more vague metaphorical way would be, let's say you have a plant. Plant is in a pot. That pot falls one day and cuts your hand. You get rid of that pot, you throw it away, you get a new pot, but it's the same plant. Every time you see that pot now, you're like, oh my God, I'm not gonna touch it because it's gonna cut my hand. But that's your favorite plant. If you don't touch it, you can't water it, it's gonna die. It's not a plant dies because you were so afraid or so traumatized, you know, to experience that again, even though it's something different. You know what I'm saying? You can make the decision to say, well, maybe I'll give the plant away so someone else can care for it. or, you know, I'll take care of it. But when you sort of hang out in limbo, it just dies. So be firm and intentional with your decisions, and identify that we all have shadow work to do. I have shadow work to do. I have to do a better job of working on managing my emotions and forgiving myself for the choices and the things that I allowed into my life in the past. That is my current thing. That is my everything. Because I feel like, and I said this in so many videos, a lot of the things that I had around me did not match who I am. They matched my trauma. They matched my pain. So if you knew me during that, you have no idea who I am now. You don't know me. And I've realized that a lot of the things and places and people no longer match with me. I'm not the person that you can come to and talk to any kind of way that you think you can, you know, like stick your chest out to me and talk to me any kind of way. I'm not that same person, because I'm going to tell you peacefully you can leave. You don't have to talk to me. I don't have to talk to you. But the point I'm trying to make is that you have to acknowledge that you are not that same person. And even if, for me right now, the work that I'm doing is, even if you're in some of those, seeing some of those same, like not the same behaviors or patterns, but you see the same physical things, like you're in the same location, you see some of the same people, and it's triggering. Listen to those triggers. Those triggers is your body's way of saying, hey, this still needs to be healed. Can you listen to me? Can you hear me? Like, this still hurts. I don't like this because blah, 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 blah. Because you could leave everything behind and carry that with you. Now, I will say, if there's certain leaps that you feel like you need to make, prayer, journaling, and actually doing the work, it all works. Use them all together. Whatever your beliefs are, go deep into your practice and unplug. So I hope that's helpful for somebody. Hopefully that's helpful for somebody. But I know it's helpful for me, because like I'm currently dealing with that. Like, I'm frustrated. I'm like, I got a list. I'm like, I don't like this. I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like that. And these are all things that in the past I just was like, oh, it's fine. It's fine. And I'm like, it is absolutely unacceptable. This is not my conditions. I do not accept this. I do not want this. I do not like this. This is beneath me. I don't like it. It don't match me. It's not mine. I'm so happy to be at that place where I understand that. But now it's the point of realizing, okay, but why are we still here? What work still needs to be done? What things still bother me? What am I still feeling? So yeah, this is a shadow work prompt. I'm not a professional. I'm not a therapist. I'm just somebody who talks about how they feel and hopefully helps people and make y'all laugh as well. But yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I love y'all so much. I'm sorry about the lighting, but I'm on like some very chill stuff today, so I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much. Make sure you subscribe and check out my second channel. It's very different from this one, but it's so much fun, I promise. I love you guys. Mwah. Talk to y'all later.